You've been going back and forth in your head, playing with the idea of taking a career break. But how do you know if this is the right move for you from a well-being perspective? If you've ever wondered that, then today's podcast episode is for you. Welcome to the Thrive and Guard podcast. I'm Vina. I believe that you can have a career break without breaking the bank or killing your career. I'm here to support you in designing your ideal career break for your sustained career health. Hey friends, how was your week? I had a pretty chill one this time, but we had some guests over for dinner the other day, and truthfully, I have never really learned how to cook properly until I went on this third career break. So it was fun cooking, but it was a mad rush getting all the dishes on the table. And I do get that for some of us, our whole lives are a mad rush. We spend so much energy working, and then with the leftover energy, we use that to tend to other areas of our personal lives. If this is you, I see you, I've also been there. A life of constant rushing leaves us too tired to even enjoy the life that we are trying so hard to create. I don't know what's going on for you right now. Like maybe you're feeling a little bit disillusioned with work. Maybe you used to be passionate about the job, but now you're kind of dreading the mornings. So if you are contemplating a career break, I created a framework called the Special Wellness Web that you can use to see if a career break is the right move for you. That the acronym spells out special is not a coincidence. I want us to be reminded of the fact that we all have different needs and desires in different seasons of our lives. We're not meant to be living lives that are copies of other people. Our lives are a living art, and creating the life that we desire is one of our biggest masterpieces, unique and special to us. The framework is in the form of a web because each of the life dimensions are interconnected and relate back to our holistic well-being. It will be super useful to you in your decision making of whether to take a career break or not, for two reasons. One, it helps you to make the decision of whether to take a career break from a positive rather than a negative set point. It is important for us to review where we are now before we undertake a big action such as taking a career break. When we're going after an outcome, if the energy that is fueling that action comes from scarcity, then we will run out of fuel very fast and we'll feel depleted. So instead of operating from a place of scarcity, going through the wellness web will allow us to operate from a place of fullness. It allows us to take stock of where we currently are, express gratitude for being in that place, and then decide if a career break is in alignment with the life that we desire. It's so important for us to start from a place of knowing what we already have, so that when you do decide, or if you decide to go on a career break, you would have already started from a positive rather than a negative place. 2. The Special Wellness Web will give you clarity about which life dimensions will bring you the greatest fulfillment in this season of your life. A Special Wellness Web not only tells you the areas that you're currently doing well in, but also the areas that needs improvement from your perspective. It gives you a visual clarity about which areas of your life that you want to give focus to that will bring you the greatest life satisfaction. It allows you to make a shift from a life dimension that you're already doing well in to invest more in a life dimension that needs a bit more intention. For example, you might currently be in a job that demands high intellectual rigor. So that area of your life, intellectual fulfillment, is given a high score. And we tend to do more of what we're given validation and rewards for. It's just an issue of incentives. There is a risk that we pour so much energy into one life dimension that we get positive feedback in at the expense of the other life dimensions that will also bring us joy. You're not going to get holistic wellness if there are other life dimensions which you consider as important are neglected. So, let's get to the special wellness web, shall we? SPECIAL is an acronym that depicts all the different life dimensions that give us holistic wellness. Holistic wellness comprises of these areas: S, spiritual; P, physical; E, economic; C, connection; I, intellectual; and A, affective. L stands for life. The description of each of these life dimensions is found in the Confident Career Break Guide that is found in the show notes below. Let me just run through in today's episode the broad overview of what makes up the SPECIA life dimensions. S stands for spiritual wellness. It is not confined to specific religious or faith-based practices. It also encompasses your beliefs and values. P stands for physical wellness. Physical wellness relates to the caring of your body and having it function the best it can. E stands for economic wellness. This relates to the ability to achieve and manage the financial resources to meet your needs and goals. If I can offer to you an art metaphor, many artists are commissioned by patrons, which decides or influences how their own artwork evolves. So for some of these artists, they may have to compromise on their own artistic vision. But you shouldn't have to compromise on the most important art piece of all, which is a life that you desire, your masterpiece. In future episodes, I'll talk about how you can become your own patron and self-fund the life that you desire. This is something that I'm doing on my third career break. And let's move on to C. C stands for connection wellness. Connection wellness relates to having a supportive social network, healthy relationship with others, and a sense of belonging within your own community. I stands for intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness relates to your intellectual or mental faculties. It is associated with various aspects of cognitive abilities, thinking processes, the pursuit of knowledge and learning, and holistic mental wellness. A stands for affective. Affective wellness relates to your overall emotional health. It involves the ability to effectively navigate varying affective states and experiencing a full range of emotions, such as happiness, as well as negative ones, such as sadness. And L stands for life. In the Confident Career Breaker Guide, you'll find an exercise where you can mark down where you are on each of the life dimensions. When you connect the dots throughout the whole web, you'll get visual clarity about where you are right now in terms of your wellness and well-being. I use the special wellness web to decide whether I want to continue on this third career break of mine. As I mentioned in a previous video, a few months after I left my job, it turns out that the stock market and the bond market went berserk and my net worth dropped by 70k. And then I found it so unsettling. The old me would have wanted to rush back into work, send out resumes to make up for that shortfall in my investments. But this time, I took a pause and went through the special wellness web. Sure, going back to work is going to improve on my economic well-being, but there were two dimensions that I wanted to focus on during my third career break, which is C, connection, and P, my physical well-being. Now, at that point in time, I would give my economic wellness a passing grade, even though it was facing this fall in my investments. But there are other areas of my life dimensions which I would give a failing grade. So is it worth it for me to trade more energy and my time to prop up my economic well-being at the expense of the other areas of my life? I mean, there were two areas that I wanted to work on, which is 1, C, connection, and also P, physical health. So taking the time to just go through the special wellness web prevents me from developing a tunnel vision in a dimension of life that I was already earning a passing grade in. After all, you and I, we are whole beings with many life dimensions that make up who we are. So going through the special wellness web made me decide to stay the course in continuing with my 3rd career break. I'm so glad I did because the markets have recovered since, and if I had rushed back to full-time work, then I would have been depleting my overall well-being because there are areas of my life which has not been fueled up yet. So here's my invitation to you. Pick up a copy of the Special Wellness Web and use these prompts to help you reflect on whether a career break would be the right move for you. 1. Review your holistic wellness using the Special Wellness Web. How do you feel about your current state of wellness? 2. What are you grateful for? 3. Which life dimensions are improved through your current job? How important are these dimensions for you in this current season of your life? 4. Which dimensions received a low score? Again, assess how important these dimensions are in this season of your life. 5. For the dimensions that you have given a low score to, is a career break the right vehicle for you to pay attention to these areas of your life? If not, what are the areas of your life that you want to make changes to while keeping your job that will improve your overall well-being? If you say yes, that a career break is the right move for you, then how would you design your career break so that it gives you more attention to these areas of your life? I hope that doing this exercise helps you to ground your decision in whether to take a career break or not based on your holistic wellness. Next week, we're going to talk about how you can finance a career break even though it's something that you might have to take abruptly. So, stay tuned. Hey, thanks for staying till the end. If you know of someone who's also contemplating a career break, do share this podcast with them. Subscribe, leave a rating or a review so that more people can find this podcast to help them to design a career break that they would love. Always rooting for you.